Konabani, Abanye, then I will just ask different stakeholders just to share what is it that they do. Challenges that you face as a full service school. Challenges are how do you deal with a parent that is not admitting the thing? That week, she was the nicest person ever, and then we got here from yesterday, the team, but you've been the nicest person in this world. We'll get your gift one day, send it. But I'll just send it over to Sherry just to introduce the team. I know that you won't say much, just introduce the team, and I'll just pinpoint different stakeholders just to share what is in the team, and I'll just pinpoint different stakeholders just to share what is in the team. Over to you, Sherry.
Okay, thank you for putting me on the spotlight.
Over to you, Sherry.
Okay, thank you for putting me on the spotlight. So, good morning, colleagues. Like you mentioned, my name is Sherry. I am from the CETA, one of the 21 cities. So, basically, what we are doing today is trying to create an awareness to these leaders to show them that regardless of your disability, we can still explore career opportunities within our city, which is engineering and manufacturing. So, like my job is easy today. I'm just going to introduce our colleagues. On my right is Dr. Tracy Kosana. She works with us in the IT system. We have our province in our class. We've also got our marketing and communications colleagues at the very top factor and so everything you want to know about your system, you are more than welcome to approach any of our student events. We are more than welcome to share our contributions to communication. So I think I'm going to close it here because the book is like 8 o'clock is already past 9, so I think we're going to need to close it here more than
I think you're going to mom you don't speak too much. You just sign checks. But maybe I think there's just a few conversations that we just wanted to have. We have some two here, and then immediately we just move there. If there's anyone that just wanted to share what is it that they do in their organization, or what struggles are they facing? I think what you told me was painful for me. There are struggles that they are having in a full service school of learners are equal rights, but how do we then assist them? The condition that I shall maybe I'll just hand it over just to share a bit about ESCOM Expo and the work that you do with the disability people, so that we see how we can link up our schools, our organization with what you do. I just hand it over to you.
All right. Finished our 45th International Science Fair last week, where we took learners from all walks of life and gave them this platform to be in the STEM education, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and innovation. So when I was talking to my chair here outside, we're just chatting. So this is a challenge that we have. ESCOM has provided the platform in the last 20 years to be the main sponsor. But it needs us as educators who are the foot soldiers, as the CEO was saying that, yes, we start something, but we want it to be fruitful. Now, if I don't volunteer my time together with the other teachers across the 9 provinces that have been volunteering their time to give that learner an equal opportunity, whether you're in a private school, whether you're in an out-of-town school, depending on your quintile. So from quintile 1 to quintile 6, all learners have an equal opportunity. More so, inclusivity. So just recently, we've been partnering with Daniel and Zamo in the school this year, Dali Kuala. They're also doing construction as well, a lot of trade skills. And this is where the 13 categories come into play. But as I'm saying, colleagues, if we don't take the initiative as educators, it's a lot of sacrifice, it's a lot of weekends, it's a lot of after hours given the tight deadlines we have from the Department of Education in terms of our assessment and teaching and learning. But then what happens to these learners that have disabilities? You know, I was so pleased to read that persuasive, how can we say, the slogan, inability, right? So they said disability is not an inability. We had a learner who won 100,000 rand. He's from the Eastern Cape, grade 12. He has a little bit of an impairment, all right, in terms of his disability, but he was the #1 learner at the Science Expo. 318 learners, right, 9 provinces, 8 countries were present. He was #1. A mathematical program program to help learners with disabilities and help learners with impairments in these programs in terms of using AI to his advantage. So guys, this is where we want to go. We want to give learners a platform. But it requires Masita. We're so blessed that you have come on board and you have taken this initiative. I'm also blessed to have our subject advisor, Ma'am Vuyo here from Eastern Cape. Thank you, ma'am, for extending an opportunity to us. We on the borders, colleagues, I'm just a 40-minute drive from you, but we consider kids ahead. But look at the collaboration, as our CEO was saying and as our chair was saying, that we have to collaborate. And when we stand in front, we're presenting what opportunities are we giving that child? Are we making that child feel wanted? Guys, you know that our resources are very limited. And we need to do what we need to do, and I'm glad that you guys are coming involved and doing the skills you're going to learn, which is so phenomenal. It's not easy, but guys, we have to try. We have to put ourselves out there. All right? I don't know if there's any questions you would like to ask, but we run from grade 4 to grade 12, including all learners, irrespective of impairments or disabilities. And we go with TVET as well. From, I think it's the 2NC to NCV2 to NC4. So I don't see us having a problem there. Any questions, colleagues? Please know that Eskom Expo is the official sponsor. Learners don't pay for their travel. Everything is free. So it's so amazing to see learners from out of town flying for the first time, being on that stage. It's so heartwarming that our hard work, dedication has paid off for that youngster, standing there and holding a bursary of 1.5 million rand. On Thursday, we had companies provincially giving bursaries to over 20 million rand. So there's the platform, colleagues. We need to take advantage of that. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Before you come in, I like what you just shared. It's an opportunity. Sometimes we can have. I'm no longer youth. I'm like near to 40. So the thing is, I did not have those opportunities, but opportunities are now there. But if we don't share with the people that are around, we'll never know. We'll never know. So I think there's one other thing.
That's available for them so that they work like others that are normal. So that is an opportunity that if you know that we are living in this digital world, so they also be given an opportunity to use computers that are able to assist them. The researchers are saying those learners with disabilities, they love computers. You will say you use the words that they are slow learners, all those words that are no more used. But those learners, what they can share, they love computers. They can keep quiet. You think they are not learning, they learn a lot. So I wanted to share that that's what we are doing in the district to promote e-learning, to work digital, to work wherever you are, anytime, anywhere. Thank you very much.
I don't know if there's anyone, but there's a story. If we turn to TikTok and then TikTok makes me sleep. When I Google TikTok, there's sometimes stories that come up. There's this young boy. There's 3 guys that have extraordinary gifts of some sort. They work with a department, or something. And then this young boy, he is very intelligent. But Bambone has disability. But he's able to do other things. Now, the thing is, once you focus on something that you can't do, you focus on it the most, then you will leave the things that you can do. So, I've written a book that I never talk about this, Nemfundo. I've written a book. The first book that I wrote on a BlackBerry, the entire book. But I could have focused to I don't have a laptop. But that's not something that we should focus on. No, we were talking when we were driving, Mr. Porter, on the animal that you feed the most is the one that is going to grow. If you're going to feed that, I'm disabled, I have a disability, that's going to be something that is going to be visible all the time. But if you're going to feed that, I'm able, I can do things that other people can't do. I can do these things. There's a South African, or we Britain's Got Talent, the one that was dancing. If you saw him, that one was dancing He went straight to the final. Do you get that? Now he could have chosen I can't do this, no local parts. Then an opportunity I can use something that people think as a disability to me. I can use it to showcase some of the other abilities that I can do as a person. So I think those are the things that we need to instill to these young people, even in our organization. I don't know if there's anyone that wants to share about challenges, some of the things that they do in their own organization, and then maybe we can take it on. Yes, Mr. Lee?
No, I was saying maybe we could just go around the room just to know who's with us today.
Okay, cool.
Just for that purpose, then whoever wants to add can add in the intro.
Cool. So I think in a room, maybe one person from Lukutini just to stand up and tell us about the school. I don't know.
My name is Madison Semaka from Lukutini Full Service. I'm going to share with you the problems that we have as a full service school. The first problem that we face is the lack of funding. There's not enough funding to support learners that have learning disabilities. So we have shortages of trained staff. There are 28 of us, but none of the staff is trained to how to teach the learners with disabilities. Overcrowded classrooms. Some classrooms at school, there are 80 learners per classroom. So it's very difficult to identify learners with learning barriers. Limited resources. We have limited resources like e-technology devices that can help learners with disability to study just like other learners. Poor infrastructure. Some of our infrastructure doesn't allow the learner with disabilities to move around freely. And lack of parental involvement. The parents, they are very stubborn when it comes to their learners. When we are telling them that their learners has a learning barrier, they just tell us that we cannot teach. Social issue, we have poverty, hunger, unsafe home environment affecting learners and performance. Negative attitudes. We have negative attitude by some of the teachers. Some learners who cannot perform, some learners who cannot perform to be taught, or just like other learners, sometimes they are regarded as slow learners. Those are the two problems that we have.
I think it's almost the same in all the schools. But if you just imagine, it's almost the same in all the schools, but you guys deal with learners that are in this situation, but you have 80 learners in a class. It's going to be difficult to identify, those people. Maybe if I can get a person from CETA, just to share a bit about CETA. And I heard you someone talking about construction. Yeah, so CETA, maybe they will share what is it that they do. Yeah.
Good morning, colleagues. I come from Kundo, Kauda from the construction center in the KZN office. So I'm not going to chance to meet Katani across the border. So yeah, I'm from the construction center. So our programs, Amani, Adinga, physical movement, the more technical. So however, we always say part of our funding programs that we do have a clause that says our stakeholders are served on our implement they need to have a certain percentage of people living with disabilities. So however, it has to be in line with the programs that they're implementing. So sometimes they will then say to us they can't really recruit people with disabilities based on the programs they're implementing. However, I always then will say as well, in the construction sector itself, it's very wide, it's very deep. It depends how high also you want to go. So if you want to really go high, you can still go even with a certain disability. So we have a bunch of people who can work as some architects as well, so you can understand who's the architect, and then you can still be able to do your site visits where you engaging with our stakeholders. You can still end up maybe having your own consulting company, your engineers. There is quite a lot that is there. As we know, mostly artisans, we even have our well skills. So sector construction is also wide, as is with our colleagues with our So yeah, it's all about that. That we have a table. So my questions are corner. Ngizokwazi ukuthi ngifike ngale sibone ukuthi sisizana kanjani siphendula kanjani. So most importantly, ngiyithandile esho indawo collaboration. So I really believe and I like my platforms and general. So last of us corner to create. Well, there's also a word called network. Yeah. So I would like to say this is a net that works. Yeah.
No. Yeah, so, I think we have a few minutes if there are a few people that still want to come. But I just want to share a story and I use of Mama Olana Sasisetu. I share the story. Uti lo mama meshela the story. Uti wabuno baba uyambiza ngesibongo. I think what uDlamini. uDlamini wayethi thandaz. Anything angayithandazela yenze. So wayemkhona kuNkulunkulu uDlamini. So uDlamini athandaze this time. Athandaze uDlamini yonke into imvula kuyanetha kwenzeke zonke izinto. This other time uDlamini athi uNkulunkulu ngicela ukubini lotho. Athandazela ilotho uDlamini. Ethi uDlamini sozoba yimilele. Athandaza uDlamini uthandazela ukuthi ufunani? Ufuna ukubini lotho. Hayi udlala ilotho esathiwa esadlala ngolesithathu. Ushaya upass 8 edlala ngawo kuthiwa akuwinanga muntu ilotho. Akekho umuntu ewinile ilotho. uDlamini ahambe uNkulunkulu athi phela ujwayele ukukhuluma naye. uNkulunkulu wenze njani? Ambuza uDlamini. uNkulunkulu athi Dlamini uduke wadlala yini ilotho. Kanti uDlamini uthandazile nje kuphela akayidlalanga ilotho. So okubalekile kule story ngifuna ukutshela sona. Sometimes we can pray about things, but if we're not going to participate in the opportunities that are out there, it's going to be useless. So we need to participate in opportunities. And I think what you guys did for us as Green Youth Network and Mesita, you did something that's showing that you want to participate on what is it that is out there. You know, I think, to me, we're even short of chairs. There's still other stakeholders coming and the room is already full. It shows that the hunger and the love that you have about the work that you guys are doing. And siyabonga kakhulu for that. I don't know if there's any last person before we wrap it up. Last person, I'm on a point. Pointing. I don't know between the two gentlemen who likes to share what is it in your organization that you do. Yeah.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Yanisa. We are based in Design. In Mana. Currently working as a for disability for disabled children. We are helping schools in learning themselves and helping teachers with teachers like general like TAs. So we are based that side. We are helping them during teaching with teachers that are having problems.
What does it stand for?